Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. We're back in my bedroom today. Today's video is something that I actually am very curious to film. Well, I said that really weird. But I bought some ColourPop products a few days ago, and if you are in the loop, you know that they launched their foundations last week. And so I ordered like the entire bundle, like the foundation, concealer, pressed powder, and also the loose powder. Hang on. Okay, sorry about my hair. We're just going to ignore that. But I'm very curious to see how these are going to work because they have been so hyped up. And so here's like all the stuff I got. And I got a little bit more too. But this is the foundation. It's the No Filter Foundation. And it's supposed to have a matte finish, a light matte finish or a natural matte finish. I can't remember exactly. And I have opened this before. I haven't actually used it. I've swatched it on my hand, so that's why it may look like it's been used. But I got it in the shade Light 70. And I'll go ahead and say this is a little too dark for me. They recommended me getting Light 65 because I have the Fenty Beauty 210 foundation. And it was right, but I always thought that I needed a little bit darker than that, and so this really is darker. And but yeah, that's my own fault. They do a really good job on their website when you're picking out your foundation. They give you 4 other different foundations to choose from that you may already have to kind of match it, which I thought was like a really good idea. And you can tell like all these are kind of dirty because I've been like holding them while holding eyeshadows and stuff. And this is the No Filter setting powder, which I said it was a loose powder, which it is, but I mean, this is the translucent loose powder, which I'm very excited to try out. I'm very excited about this because I needed some new setting powder. And then I also got a concealer, which they've had these out for a while, but I've heard so many good things about them. And by the way, the foundation is $12, and the setting powder is $9, and I believe this was $9 too, or maybe $7. And I got this in the shade Light 16. Because I do like it kind of light, and I think this is going to be good for me, but we'll see about that. Then I also got the No Filter Sheer Pressed Powder, and I got it in medium, and they told me I should get light. Like, it kind of tells you based off your foundation what powders and all that stuff you should get, and even the concealer, which is like such a cool idea for the website. But I got it in medium because I plan on carrying this around in my purse, and this does match me, as you can see, and I thought the light would just be a little bit too light for me. And then also, I did kind of just like play with this brush to see how it was. They gave you a free foundation brush. This is the F16 brush, and so yeah, we're going to see how this works. I normally don't really use these types of brushes, but we're going to see if these work out in this video. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and start, and I'm just gonna be doing my foundation and like all my base of my face in this video and just telling you what I think about it, if it's worth it, because it's only $12, but you know, still you gotta pay for like shipping and stuff if you just get the foundation. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and start. I'm just gonna take it because I really want to try. Oh, it's very runny, very runny. I just squirted a little bit on my finger, and I'm just gonna dab it. Yeah, you can see it's a little bit too dark for me, but again, that's my own fault. I'm horrible at ordering like foundation online and actually matching it to my skin, but I'm hoping when we blend this out and then put that powder over it and some concealer, it won't be that bad. But I'm just dotting this all over my face so I do get like an even coverage, even though the dots I'm doing are not perfect. But we just want to kind of keep it spread out. Okay, now that we have those dots all over our face, I'm just going to try and use this brush, even though, you know, I feel like if it is spread out, it may actually end up being closer to my color, because I do like to go a little bit darker than my actual skin tone, and that's because I put on a lot of concealer. And it's only like one shade darker than what they recommended. You know, I'm not really a big fan of these brushes because I feel like this is straight painting my face, and look at the different colors of my face. It's a little sticky still, just off like a first impression. Just like you think it would instantly mattify, but I have seen a lot of people say that it dries mattified, like it goes on kind of like it would be a little bit more of a dewy, runny foundation, but then once it dries, it kind of dries how it should. I mean, it feels like it's getting to where it feels a little bit softer now. Like I can tell it's actually going into my skin, and you can really see that it is mattifying. This headband, I'm gonna have to switch headbands. Okay, so I was just saying that the other headband I was wearing is just a little bit too new. I haven't really stretched it out as much, so I have a big head, so it was just like small, and it was like, get me out of here. But you can definitely see on this side of my face that I have blended out pretty much, that it is drying, and it does give you that natural matte finish, and that's what they say it does. And it's not as dewy as it was going on and runny. Like, it does go on very runny. Let me put a little bit more over here. I like more creamy, thicker foundations than something that's just like really thin and runny. But once you put this on your face, it really does even out, I feel like. So I'm not sure if you can see, but it does match my shoulders, and I am going to the beach next week, like in 2 weeks, and I will get a tan there, and I have been tanning a lot lately, and now that it's dried, it totally feels like, when they say like no filter, it just feels so light. Like, it doesn't feel heavy on the skin at all, and it doesn't feel like sticky really anymore as I thought it was going to. But we're gonna go ahead and keep moving it along, and I'm gonna go ahead and apply that concealer. And we're going to just do it as we would regular. Oh, I love this little brush. It's so, like, tiny. And I feel like it makes it just super easy to where you don't put, like, way too much concealer than what you wanted. Oh, it's a cute brush. You know, I really have not had a whole lot of concealers in my lifetime because I'm, like, the type that'll find one that I like and then I stay with it. You want to know something sad? I bought the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, and the one I bought, or the one I ended up grabbing, somehow ended up being the sample. And so I went home and it was like almost empty, and I never went back and told them because I was too embarrassed. Let's see how this blends out with a beauty sponge, and this is from Morphe. That blends out very nicely, which everyone loves their concealers from what I've heard, and this is a very good color. Like, good job, Claire and ColourPop, for matching well. I don't think I went with the exact one they told me to go with. I think they told me to go with a darker one, but I do like to get a lighter concealer because I like to make it brighter, and I don't really use concealer that much for actual like acne to cover up. I mean, every once in a while, but right now my skin's doing pretty good. I get it more though for like contouring and highlighting the face. And I've noticed on some videos, y'all, I forget to get this little part in here, and I'm really sorry because it drives me crazy. And it just doesn't look like I blend out my face evenly, but I'm gonna do better, y'all. Okay, that blends out very nicely. It's still a little sticky, but y'all, it's still drying. Let's just try and dab out the forehead. I think I may have put a little too much on the forehead, but it's all Gucci. I have my last final for summer mini semester tomorrow, and it's like noon now, and I really have got to go study, but here I am, filming. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that medium pressed powder, and we're just kind of going to take that with just a regular brush, and we're not really going to focus on setting the face of where the concealer is, because that's where we're going to use the actual setting powder. And we're just going to put this around the face and see how we really like it. Again, we're not going to focus too much on where we have that concealer because we're going to use that other powder. And you know, I think, like, just from touching it, it is, like, kind of sheer, but it's still very, like, good. So I think it'll be very good for taking with me. Let me look in my face. Yeah, I think this will be good for taking, like, putting in my purse and, like, just taking wherever I go to do touch-ups. So far, it looks pretty good. Pretty good, Claire. Good job, girl. Now we're going to go ahead and try that translucent powder and see. Ooh, I got way too much in the lid. We're going to take that same little brush and see how this works. Actually, I lied. I'm going to try my beauty sponge. I'm just going to dab that in and put that under the eye. I was trying to do it lightly, but I got too much. It's a good color because I can tell it's not like, I'm not, like a lot of people get the banana, and they do have 3 shades of this. They have this one, banana, and then I think like a dark, I can't remember if it's called deep dark or just dark. And normally translucent powders are either like super duper white or like banana colored, and this one's really good at just being neutral because I feel like my undertone is almost more neutral because the foundation I got has golden undertones, I think, and I don't think that's really me. I'm more just, and I'm not like cool tones, and I'm not warm tones really. I'm just me. I'm just neutral. See, I've told it on here before, I'm the most average, weird human ever. Not that the color of my skin makes me weird, but you know. Now that we've kind of just let that sit for a second, I'm going to go ahead and dust it off, like the excess. It looks really nice from here. Like it just looks really smooth. Like actually, like you don't need a filter with this foundation. I think I'm a fan. And it's very like shocking because I'm not one to buy like drugstore foundations that often unless it's like one that I've heard is good. I just go to like my go-tos, like what I know and love, those foundations like Sephora or like brands you can buy in Ulta. And so for this only being like a $12 foundation, $9 powders and stuff, that's really good. And for me to actually really like it, and my face feels so soft from that powder, and I can tell it's not like creasy either. You know how like sometimes you'll put on a powder and it'll automatically like dry out whatever you just did, but since this foundation and these powders are like made for each other, like they're all like the no filter, you can tell that it really goes really well, because sometimes you'll buy a powder that doesn't agree with the type of formula that you're using from like, say your like concealer, and that powder and the concealer, they just don't get along well, and so they don't mix well. But yeah, I really do enjoy this. Okay guys, that is it for today's video. I'm filming like 2 videos in one. I'm about to film an eye makeup look, because hold on one second. Okay, I'm about to film an eye look because I bought the Perception palette, the Shayla X ColourPop collaboration, and I've kind of swatched it, and I'm so excited to play with this palette. So I'm probably going to put the foundation video up first, and then after that you can check for this look, and I'm very excited to film it. So yeah, overall I love the foundation. I wish I would have got maybe the shade they recommended to me, so listen to what they say. If you have, I can't remember all the foundations that it lists out. I know Fenty was one, MAC was one, and then there were 2 others, but the only one I had out of those was Fenty. And so yeah, it just matches you as close as it can. And so yeah, I think they did a really good job with that. You can tell it does match my shoulders, and I am going to get darker hopefully in the coming weeks. But yeah, and so overall the pressed powder, the No Filter Sheer Pressed Powder, I really do like this, and I think this is going to be very good to keep with me on the go. And it has like a little cute mirror in there so you can see yourself, and it's like a clear mirror, like it's not like a little cheap mirror. And then I also love that translucent powder because it's not like too white and it's not too banana. It's just actually translucent, and it comes off very well when you want it to. The brush, I could live without the brush, honestly, just because this is not like the kind of foundation brush I like to use, because I just feel like I'm actually painting my face. I either like to use a beauty sponge or like my Morphe M439 or the Y6 brush, just because it makes it easy to blend. But overall, I love this. I definitely recommend it. It does go on very oily, but I mean not oily. It looks like it's going to be oily, and it goes on watery, but after you blend it out, it actually does kind of just like into your skin, and so it makes it super easy to wear and to blend. And so yeah, I definitely 10 out of 10 recommend it. And for $12 for foundation that's not drugstore, and then $9 for powders, I believe it's $9, and either 7 or 9 for the concealer. Oh, also I love the concealer. I'm going to be using this. This is going to be, I'm almost out of my Shape Tape, so I'm not going to have to buy concealer for a while, because this is my new boo right here. And I got the light 16 once again. That's either $7 or $9. I can't remember exactly. Maybe 6, maybe 8. I don't remember. But yeah, so I hope you liked this video. Leave it a thumbs up if you liked it, and make sure to subscribe, because I think I'm going to do 2 different looks with this palette because I'm actually obsessed and I'm mad at myself for not buying this palette way sooner. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and get started with that video, and we're going to go ahead and end this one. So thank you for watching. Hope this was helpful in making your decision on whether or not you should get it. Bye!